Artificial Christmas trees may look soft, festive, and simple once they're standing in living rooms, covered in lights and ornaments. But behind every tree is a massive industrial manufacturing process involving steel wire forming, PVC extrusion, injection molding, automated branch cutting, flame retardant treatment, color blending, hand assembly, quality inspection, and global logistics. What appears to be a seasonal decoration is actually the product of highly optimized mega factories capable of producing millions of identical trees every year with precise shape, durability, and safety standards. And today on The How Factory, we're going inside those factories to see exactly how artificial Christmas trees are manufactured. From raw plastic and steel wire to fully boxed trees shipped around the world. The process begins with raw materials. Artificial trees are primarily made from PVC plastic, polyethylene, steel wire, and injection molded polymers. PVC resin arrives at the factory in large bags or silos as fine white pellets or powder. These pellets are the base material for most traditional artificial needles. Meanwhile, steel wire, used to form branches and trunks, arrives in large coils weighing hundreds of kilograms. Different gauges of wire are used depending on whether the part will become a flexible branch tip, a strong branch spine, or the central trunk. Before production starts, materials are tested for flexibility, tensile strength, color consistency, and flame retardant performance because artificial trees must meet safety regulations in multiple countries. One of the most important early steps is PVC film production. PVC pellets are fed into large extrusion machines where they are heated until molten and pushed through flat dies to form thin sheets. These sheets are cooled on rollers and wound into large rolls. At this stage, pigments are added to the PVC to create different shades of green, and sometimes brown, to mimic natural needles and branch stems. Higher-end trees often use multiple green tones blended together to give a more realistic appearance. Flame retardant additives are mixed into the plastic so the finished tree resists ignition from lights or heat sources. Once the PVC film is produced, it moves to cutting machines. These machines slice the film into narrow strips, then cut those strips into thousands of tiny needle shapes per minute. The exact shape depends on the tree style. Flat needles, tapered needles, or fine needle cuts that resemble pine or fir trees. Cutting blades are extremely sharp and precisely aligned because even small defects can cause inconsistent needle density or weak attachment points. The cut needles fall into collection bins and are transported to the branch-making area. While needles are being prepared, steel wire is formed into branch cores. Wire straightening machines pull wire from coils and cut it into exact lengths. These lengths are then fed into branch-forming machines. In this step, two pieces of wire sandwich a bundle of PVC needles. The machine twists the wire tightly around the needles, locking them in place and forming a flexible artificial branch. This twisting process happens at high speed. Some machines can produce hundreds of branches per hour. The result is a dense, brush-like branch with needles radiating outward. Different branch sizes are produced for different tree levels. Shorter branches for the top, longer and stronger branches for the lower sections. For more realistic premium trees, factories use injection-molded polyethylene needles instead of cut PVC film. In this process, molten polyethylene is injected into steel molds shaped like real tree needles taken from actual pine or fir branches. These molded needles have three-dimensional texture, veins, and tapered tips. Once molded, the needles are stripped from runners, trimmed, and sometimes painted with multiple shades for realism. These molded tips are then attached to wire branches manually or semi-automatically, often combined with traditional PVC needles closer to the branch base. This hybrid construction creates trees that look realistic on the outside while remaining cost-effective to produce. At the same time, trunk sections are manufactured. The trunk is the backbone of the tree and must support the full weight of branches, decorations, and lights. Steel pipes or thick wire bundles are cut to length and welded or crimped together into sectional trunks. Many trees are designed to break down into 2 or 3 trunk sections for easier shipping and storage. Connection points are engineered to fit snugly while remaining easy for consumers to assemble. Hinges or hook systems are welded onto the trunk to hold branches. In hinge designs, branches are permanently attached to the trunk and fold down for storage. In hook-in designs, branches are inserted individually during setup. Once branches and trunk sections are ready, the process moves to assembly lines. And this is where automation meets human craftsmanship. Workers assemble trees in stages, starting from the bottom section. Branches are attached according to precise patterns that determine the final shape and fullness of the tree. Each row is spaced carefully so branches overlap naturally without leaving gaps. Assembly guides, jigs, and templates help workers maintain consistent spacing and angles. Even in highly automated factories, this step often involves human workers because visual judgment is critical to achieving a natural look. As the tree grows taller on the line, smaller branches are added toward the top. The tree's profile as narrow, full, slim, or wide is determined here. Quality inspectors monitor fullness, symmetry, and branch density continuously. If a tree appears uneven or sparse, adjustments are made immediately. Some factories use rotating platforms so inspectors can view the tree from all angles during assembly. For pre-lit artificial trees, another layer of complexity is added. Electrical wiring harnesses are integrated into the branches and trunk. LED light strings arrive pre-assembled with connectors designed to snap together automatically when trunk sections are joined. Workers route wires along branches, securing them discreetly so they're hidden by needles. Control modules and plugs are tested for electrical safety, brightness consistency, and color temperature. Burn-in tests power the lights for extended periods to identify early failures before the trees leave the factory. After assembly, trees move to shaping and finishing. Workers manually fluff branches, bending them outward to achieve the intended fullness. This step is crucial because branches are compressed during manufacturing and shipping. Factories train workers to shape branches in a standardized way so every tree looks similar when customers open the box. Higher-end trees may go through multiple shaping passes and inspections. Once shaped, trees enter the safety and quality testing phase. Samples from each production batch undergo flame retardant testing, where needles are exposed to open flame to ensure they self-extinguish. Structural tests check branch strength, trunk stability, and base connection integrity. Pull tests verify that needles and branches won't detach easily during handling. Electrical tests confirm insulation, grounding, and short-circuit protection for pre-lit models. Visual inspections check color consistency, needle density, and overall appearance. After approval, trees move to disassembly for packaging. Most trees are partially collapsed or separated into sections. Branches are folded upward tightly around the trunk, using compression machines or manual wrapping. Protective sleeves or plastic wrap prevent needles from bending permanently. Trunk sections, branches, and bases are grouped together with instruction manuals and hardware kits. Packaging is another industrial operation in itself. Cardboard boxes are printed, cut, folded, and glued on high-speed packaging lines. Trees are inserted into boxes using conveyor systems and guided chutes. Boxes are weighed to confirm all components are present. Barcodes, batch numbers, and tracking labels are applied for inventory and traceability. Finished boxes are sealed, stacked onto pallets, and wrapped in stretch film. Behind the scenes, logistics planning is constant. Artificial Christmas trees are seasonal products, so factories ramp up production months in advance. Warehouses store millions of boxed trees waiting for global distribution. Containers are loaded with precision to maximize space, and shipments are timed to reach retailers well before the holiday season. Inventory systems track models, sizes, lighting options, and destination markets. Many factories ship directly to distribution centers in North America, Europe, and Asia. Environmental considerations also play a growing role. Manufacturers work to reduce PVC waste by recycling offcuts back into extrusion lines. Steel wire scraps are collected and recycled. Energy-efficient motors, LED lighting, and improved molding processes reduce power consumption. Some companies are experimenting with bio-based plastics and more recyclable materials to lower environmental impact. What makes artificial Christmas tree manufacturing remarkable is the balance between mass production and visual realism. These factories produce millions of nearly identical trees, yet each one must look natural, symmetrical, safe, and festive. The process blends plastics engineering, metal forming, electrical assembly, manual craftsmanship, and logistics coordination, all tuned for a single season that defines the product's purpose. And that is exactly how artificial Christmas trees are extruded, cut, twisted, molded, assembled, wired, shaped, tested, boxed, and shipped from mega factories to homes around the world. A fascinating combination of industrial efficiency and holiday tradition hidden behind one of the most recognizable seasonal products on Earth. Thanks for watching The How Factory, where we reveal how the world really works. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again for more deep dives into the machines and systems behind everyday products.